Nation, and thank you for tuning in here tonight on TommyTV. My name is Olivia Garrett, and I am joined here by Abby Carlisle. Tonight, the Taylorville Tornadoes are up against the Charleston Trojans. The Taylorville Tornadoes record is 11-7, and the Charleston Trojans is 2-16.
That's right, Olivia. Earlier this week, our Lady Tornadoes faced Effingham Flaming Hearts and took home the win. And in that game, Maisie Fleming reached her 1,000th career point with Kyleigh Heimsness not far behind her, only needing 20 points. I hope you're just as excited as I am here, Olivia, to watch yet another one of their players reach this milestone.
I am, Abby. Now let's send it over to our game commentators for tonight, Ben Walmsley and Nalia Pauley.
Thank you, girls, and welcome to this tonight's matchup against the Taylorville Lady Tornadoes basketball team and the Charleston Trojans. The Lady Tornadoes are currently sitting on a record of 11-7 overall, 4-2 in conference, putting them at third place. And the Charleston Trojans are currently sitting at 2-16 overall, 0-5 overall in conference, putting them at sixth place. The Lady Tornadoes are also currently sitting at 27th place in the Class 3A conference. Tonight's story, we are searching for our 15th player to receive their 1,000th point, and that would be Kyleigh Heimsness. She is just 20 points away from achieving this historic milestone. She fouled out last game, but is looking to bounce back and score the 20 points she needs to reach her 1,000th point before heading into the next two away games. Nalia, what do you think of tonight's matchup?
Well, currently Taylorville's been on a roll with 3 consecutive home victories, and they've really been capitalizing on their home court advantage here. Their offensive performance has been really impressive, averaging about 63 points per game during this 3-game streak. But let's not underestimate the Charleston Trojans. Despite the recent struggles, they'll be looking to bounce back after their tough loss against Mount Zion.
Yes, the Charleston Trojans, as mentioned, are sitting at 0-5 in conference, so they'll be looking to get their first conference win tonight against the Lady Tornadoes. And speaking of conference wins, yesterday the boys beat the Effingham Flaming Hearts with a score of 67-57 to clinch them a very, very big conference win.
In overtime. Did you watch the game, Ben?
I was not able to watch the game.
Oh my gosh, guys. Y'all, if you can go back and watch it, it's on the NFHS network. Holy cow. Effingham hit a 3 with 2.6 seconds left on the clock to tie the game up and to take them into overtime, and Taylorville ended up taking it home. It was an awesome game to see.
Yeah, so a very big game for the boys, but tonight we'll be focusing on the girls. And again, Kyleigh Heimsness, 20 points away from making history. She would be the third player on this Lady Tornadoes team to reach the 1,000-point milestone. Asentar hit it last season. Maisie Fleming became the 14th player to hit it just last game. And Kyleigh Heimsness will be looking to be the 15th tonight.
Yeah.
And tonight's game against the Trojans.
Yeah, so back in December, Taylorville played Charleston at Charleston's home court, winning 69-22 over them. Charleston will definitely be keen to put up a better fight this time around, but we'll see how Taylorville handles the Trojans as well as how Charleston handles the Tornadoes. We'll see tonight, Ben.
Yes, so hopefully Kyleigh will be able to reach 20 points. It is a large total to achieve, but not impossible. If not, she will have 2 away games before she's back at home with Normal University on February 1st with a 2:30 tip-off. However, if she does not hit it tonight, she may not have to wait to get it captured on camera, because there are rumors, though nothing confirmed yet, that TommyTV will be hitting the road to go away versus the 19-1 Alton Redbirds.
Ooh.
They are currently sitting at 7-0 in the Southwestern Conference, currently sitting in first place. They are ranked number 5 in the state, number 3 in Class 4A, and they have only had 1 loss, and that was their very first game. They have been 19-0 since then. It will be a very difficult game for the Taylorville Lady Tornadoes, but one that you may see broadcasted here on TommyTV.
Fun fact, 7th grade year, the senior age group went state. We played Alton at state in 7th grade. In our personal opinion, that should have been the championship game. It was a really good game. Some of the players from Alton are still continuing to play, finishing out their senior year, such as Our seniors, Liz Martin, Leah Champley, Addie Tarr, Kyleigh Heimsness, and Maisie Fleming, will get a rematch. I think this is the first time we've played Alton, I don't know, since, maybe? Honestly, I have no idea.
Perhaps, and it seems like they've been able to keep up their competitiveness, reaching a top 10 rank in state. Highly favored to go on to win their Class 4A, as mentioned, currently sitting at third place. So we will go ahead and take a break here, and we'll wait for player intros and national anthem. We have more to come here with Tipoff here next on TommyTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dolph Stanley Court here at Taylorville High School for tonight's Apollo Conference basketball contest between the Charleston Trojans and your Taylorville Tornadoes. At this time, could you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, which will be performed tonight by your award-winning THS Jazz Band under the direction of Cliff Jordan. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the visitors, the Trojans of Charleston High School. A senior, number 3, Bree Tomlinson. A senior, number 10, Blair Ritchie. A junior, number 11, Samantha Fehrenbacher. A sophomore, number 15, Sadie Phillips. And a senior, number 24, Amy Logsden. The Trojans are coached by Alex Cable. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Taylorville Tornadoes. At 1 forward, a 5'10" sophomore, number 14, Grace Rogers. At the other forward, a 6'4" senior, number 32, Maisie Fleming. At a guard, a 5'8" senior, number 11, Leah Champley. At guard, a 6' senior, number 23, Addie Tarr. And at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 24, Kyleigh Heimsness. The Tornadoes are coached by Hayden Eldred, assisted by Kevin Kitzman and Tad McCullough. Officials for this contest are Dennis Matthews, Keith Crouch, and David Howard.
Always great to hear the jazz band here at Tornadoes basketball games. We are ready for tip-off now. We got starting lineup for the Tornadoes. We have, of course, Kyleigh Heimsness, who is hoping to get her 1,000th career point. Addison Tarr, Maisie Fleming, Grace Rogers, and Leah Champley out for the Tornadoes. As for the Charleston Trojans, we got Bree Tomlinson. We have Blair Ritchie, Samantha Ehrenbacher, Sadie Phillips, and Annie Logsden. And Kyleigh starting off hot, hitting a 3 to start off, bringing her to 17 points away from her historic 1,000th career point. So that won't be off the Tornadoes, it'll be Charleston's ball. And they'll get it in to Sadie Phillips. Takes her around the court, double teamed by Tarr and Heimsness. Kicked by Heimsness, and it will stay with the Trojans. So they'll take it at the base of the hoop. Bree Tomlinson, the senior, to take it out. Out to number 15, Sadie Phillips. Out to Tomlinson. Back to Phillips. And the three-pointer by Ritchie is no good. Tarr taking it down. Feeds it to Champley, gets stolen away by Ritchie. And a foul called now. This one will be on Addison Tarr, her first of the night. So the Charlestons will get it into Tomlinson, and they'll take it back down the court. And blocked again by Tarr, and they'll remain with the Trojans. Taking that out is Ritchie, sending it into Tomlinson.
Taylorville is currently sitting in a 1-2-2 zone on defense, looking really good so far. Let's hope that they stay with it.
Yep, so they take it out to Fehrenbacher, and her shot is no good. And they get it back to Tarr. Fleming calling for it, and Fleming putting it up, and good for her first points of the night. The Airs are currently on a 5-0 run, and Kyleigh Heimsness seals it back and draws a foul. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2. That one gets charged on number 10, Blair Ritchie, senior for the Trojans. And her first one is good.
Currently a substitution being made for the Charleston Trojans. Number 12, McKaylee Patton coming into the game.
Yep, so Heimsness is 1 point closer to her 1,000th point. All starters still in for the Tornadoes. And she misses that first one down to Tarr, who gets the rebound. Tries to get it out to Fleming, but unable to. Last touched at a Tornado, and Charleston will get the ball back. Tornadoes currently on a 6-0 run so far. They'll be hoping to keep it that way throughout the night. Getting double teamed again.
Ooh.
And we got a 30-second timeout called by the Trojans. Nelia, what have you been seeing so far that you like about the Tornadoes and something that maybe needs to be improved?
As far as the Tornadoes go, they're kind of setting up a higher, or a lower, I should say, 1-3-1 press to start out, and then Maisie will kind of sink back into that 1-2-2 zone as Charleston progresses. But they're doing a really good job trapping the ball and stopping the Trojans as far as their offense goes for the Trojans. But I haven't been able to get to see Charleston's defense quite yet, so I don't really know what they're sitting in. My guess is either 2-3 or 1-2-2. I don't know. Maybe they're man. I don't know. I'll figure it out as the game goes.
All right. Well, we've been seeing Tar and Heimsness consistently double teaming so far, and they've been able to hold the Trojans back to no baskets. And as I say that, of course, Sadie Phillips, commentator's curse. Sadie Phillips drains in her first 3, bring the deficit down to 3.
Jinxed it, man.
Heimsness out to Tar. Tar back to Rogers. Rogers puts up 3, no good. Tar with the rebound. She puts up a 2, no good. And Heimsness takes it back. Heimsness out to Fleming. Fleming to Tar. Fleming drops down low, and so will Tar. Tar gets the ball stolen away from her. And it ends up going out of bounds. And it'll be Tornadoes' ball.
Good call, good call.
He's off number 11, Samantha Fehrenbacher. So Grace Rogers will inbound it for the Tornadoes out to Heimsness. Heimsness taking it slow so far, not trying to rush anything. Long range 3, no good. Rebounded by Grace Rogers, and she puts up 2, her first of the night. And Heimsness steals it back again and draws another foul.
Good job, Kyleigh. Way to go, girl.
Trojans wanting to travel, but it'll stay with the Tornadoes. That will get charged on number 3, Bree Tomlinson, her first of the night. So Kyleigh will inbound it to Fleming. Fleming will pitch it up to Tar. Down low for Heimsness.
Good
Heimsness
play.
puts up a 3, wide open.
Boom!
And good.
Atta girl, Kyleigh!
Wide open 3 from Heimsness, and she's able to get that in very easily. Nothing but net, and Heimsness and Tar will double team. Got to get close to a 10-second violation, and there it is. That double team press, and Charleston was unable to get across the half-court line into the front court, and they'll get called for their 10-second violation.
Kyleigh sitting at 13 points till she hits that 1,000-point goal.
Yep, Tar puts up 3, no good.
Woo! Smooth play, Grace.
So Grace Rogers will get an and 1 shot. 2 points to count, and she'll get a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Taylorville currently leading with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. 13-3, looking really good.
So that shot was no good, so the Trojans will take it down, and a little bit too long of a pass by Bree Tomlinson.
Home run.
And it will go back to the Tornadoes. Starter Annie Hogsden will come back in for the Trojans. And they'll inbound to Kyleigh Heimsness. Once again, only 13 points away from her historic moment. Back out to where she was earlier.
Boom!
And another one.
Atta girl, Kyleigh. She's feeling it, Ben. She's feeling it. She's down to 10 points. Halfway there, Kai. Keep going.
They've been feeding it to her there at the corner, and she's just been putting up 3s, doing very, very well from that range. We got a full timeout now called by the Trojans, who are once again double teamed by the pair of Tar and Heimsness.
She was throwing elbows like it was nobody's business.
Yep, so Charleston will need to be careful in those situations. They can get called for a foul and even a intentional or technical for excessive swinging of the elbows.
Womp womp. That would be horrible, Ben. We don't need none of that here.
No, we don't need any tension like that. But as mentioned, Heimsness, in just the first quarter alone, has cut the distance down to half. She's now just 10 points away from receiving her monumentous 1,000th career point. And I imagine she'll get much more after that. She's been having a very good night from beyond the arc.
It's both defensively and offensively. I mean, we've seen her steal the ball twice underneath the basket as the Trojans were passing it in to take it back down to their offensive end. Like, she's feeling it, Ben. She's grooving.
Absolutely. So she, I imagine, will be one of the leading players for the Tornadoes tonight. Tornadoes currently have their largest margin so far, sitting at 16 to 3 in favor of the Tornadoes, leading by 13, of course. So it will be the Charleston Trojans, Blair Ritchie, to inbound the ball to Sadie Phillips. Phillips out to Fehrenbacher. Fehrenbacher to Patton. And a jump ball is called.
Ben, me and Anthony were talking about it. We feel like jump balls just keep getting quicker and quicker as the time progresses through
Yes,
them.
and there is a reason for that. They tell you when you're becoming an official for this, you'd rather call a jump ball than someone get injured.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
So if a coach argues that you called it too fast, you just tell them there's going to be no blood on when I'm on the court. So Tar will pitch it down to Heimsness. Heimsness comes down to the basket, puts up a 2, no good, and off a Trojan, and it will stay with the Tornadoes. Had an opportunity to get down into double digits, but no good. Just bounces in and out of the rim. So Heimsness will inbound the ball. Heimsness out to Fleming up top. Back down to Heimsness in the corner. She puts up a corner 3, no good.
It's all right, Kai.
And Leah Champley tries to save it, no good. And it'll go back to the Trojans. As we mentioned, there's no need to rush any 1,000. Kyleigh trying to get her 1,000th point. She's already halfway there in just the first quarter. She's going to have plenty of time if she wants to get in. Leah Champley with a steal. Ends up going out of bounds, though. Good little disruption for the Tornadoes, but it will stay with the Charleston Trojans. So, Trojans inbound it to number 15, Sadie Phillips. Out to Fehrenbacher. And off Heimsness. Rogers to Heimsness. Heimsness puts up a 2 and draws a foul.
With a hard fall, too, to add on.
So she will draw her 3rd foul of the night. This will be her 3rd time shooting, I believe. And that is the Trojans' 4th foul. So they're in a little bit of foul trouble when it comes to putting the Tornadoes into the bonus. You're going to have to be careful on that. And that was Trojans' Blair Ritchie's 2nd foul, so she will check out of the game for a little while.
Kyleigh is officially in single digits till she hits 1,000, Ben.
Yep, so she has 11 so far on the night, that means. Misses that 2nd free throw. Maisie Fleming with a shot, no good. Trojans send it down to Phillips. Phillips puts up a shot and gets fouled by Grace Rogers.
I don't agree with that call, personally. I'll state my opinion.
She just got her on the arm a little bit, and any real contact on that shot is likely going to draw a foul with most officials.
True. We do have a good show out for Purple Rain tonight, Ben.
Yes, very good.
Hear 'em.
Very good crowd for Purple Rain. Here to hopefully support Kyleigh Heimsness in her first career. We got a replay seen now on TommyTV, and yes, she just got her on the arm there. Easy call on the replay, and that 2nd free throw gets put down. So they'll bring it down. The court is Grace Rogers out to Heimsness. Heimsness with a long 3, in and out.
Oh, my goodness.
Fleming draws a foul on the 2-point attempt. That was a very long-range 3, professional level range, I do say. But she was unable to knock it down. So for now, she will stay just 9 points away. Fleming's first free throw is in and out. And the Trojans have put the Tornadoes in the bonus, so any foul you see now will send the Tornadoes to the line. And Fleming's 2nd free throw is good, giving them a lead of just 14 so far. Heimsness playing in the backcourt. And the Trojans, Tomlinson loses the ball from Heimsness' pressure. We got a sub coming in. Ritchie's coming back in. Remember, she had 2 fouls. And speaking of foul trouble, the person she's coming in for Number 15, Sadie Phillips, already has 4 fouls in the first quarter. She is 1 foul away from just fouling out. Heimsness puts up a 3, and that is good.
All right, guys. 6 points till Kyleigh hits her 1,000, a.k.a. 2 threes or 3 layups.
Charleston coming very close, stepping out of bounds, and they end up sending it to Addison Tar. Addison Tar to Heimsness off of a Trojan, and it will stick with the Tornadoes. Out to Principal Matthew Hutchison gets hit with that one, eating his popcorn. So Heimsness out to Fleming, Fleming to Tar. Tar puts up a 3, and she is good.
Atta girl, Ed.
Addison Tar getting in on the action. Her first bucket of the night. So we got Tomlinson bringing it down the court. Tomlinson out to Fehrenbacher.
Oh.
Up to Ritchie.
Oh.
She gets a lot of contact by Tar, nothing called. She wants something. And Heimsness with another 2. They're up 26-4 in favor of the Tornadoes. We got a blocking foul called on Leah Champley. That will go down as her first foul of the night. So the Tornadoes have 3 team fouls so far, putting them 2 away from the bonus themselves. With just 1:43 left to go in this first quarter. So they'll send it out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson gets blocked by Tar. And Tar picks it out, and it'll stay with the the Trojans, excuse me. Tornadoes' defense has been exceptional tonight, holding the Trojans to just 4 points. They'll inbound it to Ritchie. Ritchie to Logston. Out to Tomlinson, and Tomlinson's 3 is no good. So it will go to the Tornadoes. Tornadoes have kept their starters in this entire game so far, the entire first quarter. Heimsness out to Rogers. Rogers back to Heimsness. Tar with a 3. And no good. Didn't get the bounce she needed. And it'll go to the Trojans off of Fleming. Be Ritchie to inbound the ball out to Tomlinson. Heimsness and Tar playing in the backcourt. Out to Fehrenbacher. And intercepted by Grace Rogers, but not before she can save the ball from going out of bounds, so it'll go back to the Trojans. Tomlinson, who's holding it in the backcourt, now crosses to the front court. Out to Ritchie. Ritchie to Tomlinson, back to Ritchie. Ritchie with a 3, no good. And what is good is Logston's 2-pointer, bringing the Trojans up to 6 points so far in the first quarter. Rogers to Heimsness. Heimsness back to Rogers. Rogers to Tar.
Oh.
Tar with a long distance pass to Heimsness in the corner, where she's been hot all night long. Back to Heimsness. Heimsness puts up a long distance 3, and it is good.
Let's go, Kyleigh! One left. What?
You couldn't write this better if you tried. She is 1 point away from receiving her 1,000th point, 999. And Heimsness will end up drawing her first foul.
Ben, she just hit 19 points in the first quarter alone.
It's what happens when you focus it on one very talented player who's been in the right mind space, having a good night, and Fleming with a block. Tar receives it. Tar to Heimsness, no good. Does not get it off in time, doesn't make it anyway. So Heimsness won the quarter with 19 points to her name. A very impressive start. Keeping on this pace, she would end the game with 80 points. Close to 80 points anyways.
Yeah. Guys, I'm very sorry for my enthusiasm. I'm very loud, very excited for my friend. I love Kai. She's a great person, on and off the court.
And while I doubt they'll continue feeding it to Heimsness once she gets her 1,000th point, try to balance it out a little bit more, get some of the substitutes in. it is very impressive to score 20 points in just the first quarter, close to 20 points in the first quarter, of course, only hitting 19. But to be on pace for close to 80 points in one game is almost unheard of when it comes to high school basketball. Of course, in the professionals, Kobe Bryant's 81-point game comes to mind with that. But Heimsness will come into this second quarter 1 point away from glory. So they'll keep the starters in. Still Rogers, Heimsness, Fleming, Champlain, and Tar in for the Tornadoes. As Heimsness still taking it slower to Rogers than to Tar. Tar back to Rogers. Heimsness thought about taking 3, but decides against it. And there's the 3. That is good.
Let's go, Kyleigh!
That is 1,000 points for Kyleigh Heimsness. And the Tornadoes will take their timeout.
Let's go, Kyleigh!
And she'll get the game ball for tonight, sent out by Hadley. She'll give that up to her parents.
Aww.
Very historic night on a very historic court for a very exceptional player. Kyleigh Heimsness becomes the 15th player in Taylorville Lady Tornadoes basketball history to hit 1,000 points. But we still have a game to play. She is going to have to wait until after the game before she can truly celebrate. So we'll get right back into the action. Fehrenbacher out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Ritchie. Ritchie's pass gets intercepted by Tar. Straight to the Taylorville Tornadoes bench. So they'll send it out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Logsdon with a long distance 3, no good. Out there in the corner, and Rogers will bring it down the court. Rogers to Tar. Tar puts up a 3, no good. Rogers with the rebound. Up to Heimsness. Heimsness just trying to add a little bit more, no good. With a 2-pointer. And it'll stay with the Tornadoes. That's one thing that you've been able to see the Tornadoes do a lot, is get some of those offensive rebounds.
Oh, yeah.
They've been able to have numerous second chance opportunities, and there's Heimsness getting a standing ovation as she comes off the court from the Tornado crowd.
Well deserved.
Very well deserved. Out to Rogers. Rogers with a 3. No good. Champlain tries to get the rebound but doesn't get it. It'll be Tomlinson to bring it down the court. Tomlinson out to Phillips. Phillips takes it down low. A little bit of contact, no call. Out to Tar. Tar to DeMichael. To Rogers. Back up to Tar at the top. Down to Fleming. Fleming
Amazing
puts
for
up
the
a
3.
3.
Oh,
No
man.
good. Something a little more unusual that you see with Fleming. She's not known for a 3-point shooter. Just put it up.
Hey.
Put it up for a little bit of fun.
Ben, they're having fun with it. You know, don't always have to play to win. Sometimes you just play to have fun.
Absolutely. So Bailey will end up subbing in for Leah Champley. Bailey Werns had a very good game in the previous JV game, scoring double digits herself. Phillips receiving a lot of pressure, sends out to Tomlinson, receiving the same pressure. Back out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson's down to Logsdon. Out to Ritchie. And Tomlinson puts up a 3, no good. Fleming with the rebound. Rogers takes it down the court. Out to Fleming, to DeMichael. Michael down low to Werns. Werns will fall down, and contested. It will end up being a jump ball in favor of the Trojans.
Guys, I finally figured out the Trojans defense. They're in a 2-3. Thought it was either going to be a 2-3 or 1-2-2. They're in a 2-3 currently, so we'll see if that can maybe change things up on their defensive end. But so far, Taylorville's playing really, really great defense, trapping hard, moving their feet. They're doing well.
Yeah. Michaela Patton checks in for the Trojans. Logsdon has the ball. Out to Fehrenbacher. and goes out of bounds off of a Trojan. It'll be Tornadoes ball. 32-6 in favor of the Tornadoes right down as Peyton DeMichael will take it down the court. DeMichael to Rogers, and pass gets intercepted by Patton, a sophomore for the Trojans. Tomlinson down to Fehrenbacher, and Fehrenbacher's pass gets taken by Werns. Werns to Rogers. Rogers puts up a shot, no good. And it'll be Phillips with the rebound. And Phillips' pass gets interrupted by Peyton DeMichael, ends up going out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Trojans. Purple Rain appears very excited with the Tornadoes' performance so far, and as they should be with watching history tonight with Heimsness's 1,000th point. And pass intercepted by DeMichael yet again. And it will stay with the Trojans just a little bit farther back. It'll be Tomlinson to inbound the ball, down to Phillips. Back to Tomlinson. In between two Tornadoes, back to Tomlinson. Phillips with the ball. Falls down to Patton. Patton's pass gets sent out of bounds, and it'll stick with the Tornadoes.
Ben, I was trying to remember. Do you remember if Cameron Heimsness hit his 1,000th point as well? I don't remember.
I do not remember.
I feel like he might have.
Don't remember. We'll have to. We can check that after the game. But no, there are. I do know that there are not as many boys who have hit their 1,000th career point.
Yeah.
As opposed to
That's
girls.
True. Yeah.
So Maisie Fleming puts up 2, puts the Tornadoes up 34-6. Up by 18. Phillips out to Fehrenbacher. Fehrenbacher's pass gets interrupted by Rogers. Rogers to Tarr. Tarr puts up a 2, no good. Werns with the rebound, no good. Tarr passes it to Fleming. Fleming with another 3, no good. Werns with the rebound. And a foul called on the ground. Looked like it was on number 24. Let's see what it is. Yep, on number 24 of the Trojans. Logston, her first so far of the night.
A couple new players for the Taylorville Tornadoes checking in. We have Kyleigh Heimsness coming back into the game, Leah Champion coming back into the game, as well as Liz Martin coming into the game here tonight.
Yep, so Rogers, Tarr, and Fleming will check out. Heimsness with the ball at top, out to Martin. Martin back to Heimsness. Out to DeMichael, to Champley. Tornadoes trying to get down low, down to Heimsness. Back out to Martin. Martin puts up a 3. Woo! No good, off the front iron. And off the Trojans stays with the Tornadoes. Off Suisse, a new face for the Trojans so far. DeMichael into Heimsness. Back to DeMichael. DeMichael puts up a 3. No good. And Heimsness is going to go back to pressing. Werns as well. And get pass gets intercepted by DeMichael. DeMichael to Champley. And the foul gets called on number 20. Looked like for a reach. That will be her first foul of the night on Suisse. DeMichael into Martin. Up to Heimsness. Up to Martin. Martin back to Heimsness. Up to DeMichael. DeMichael to Werns. Back to DeMichael. Tornadoes taking their time with this possession. Out to Werns.
That was good.
And taking their time prevails as they increase their margin to 30 points so far. 36-6 in favor of the Tornadoes. Out to Suisse. Suisse. Pass gets hit off of Patton's head. She looks to be all right. Heimsness to Martin. Martin puts up another 3. No good. We'll call it a pass to Werns, who puts up another 2. So it is Phillips. Out to Ritchie. Ritchie back to Fehrenbacher. Fehrenbacher puts up a 3. No good. Champley to take it down the court. Champley yet to score tonight. And that could change right there. No good.
Ooh.
Out to Bailey. Bailey loses the ball to Michael, who picks it up. And Michael
Atta girl, Pate.
gets her first points of the night. $11-0 run so far for the Tornadoes. So foul gets called on the Tornadoes. It will be Richie to shoot. Foul gets called on Bailey Werns, her first of the night. And Richie will come to the line to snap the 11-point streak the Tornadoes have been putting on so far. And the first one is good. A few new players coming in for the Trojans. They take their position for the second shot. And it's off the backboard and rebounded by Werns. Out to DeMichael, who will take it down. Michael wide open, decides not to shoot. Martin also wide open, does not make it. And it will end up out of bounds and go back to the Trojans. Minute 17 left to play in the second quarter. It'll be Tomlinson to bring the ball down. Tomlinson out to Richie. Richie to Tomlinson. Back to Richie. Richie puts up a three. Little contested, and it is good. Trojans hit double digits with that. And Richie hits her fourth point of the night. Heimsness with a long range three. No good. And it'll end up out of bounds. Trojan ball. Out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson getting double teamed by both DeMichael and Heimsness, and Richie puts up a three, no good. And that ball will end up with the Tornadoes. See Tommy trying to get the crowd hyped up. Peyton out DeMichael. Out to Kyleigh Heimsness, who's had 22 points so far on the night. Down to Werns. And a lot of contact. A foul will get called on Bailey Werns. Or never mind, she stepped out of bounds. No foul called, just stepped out of bounds. So it'll be Tomlinson taking it down the court. Getting guarded by Heimsness and DeMichael. DeMichael guarding Richie, back to Tomlinson. Tomlinson puts up a long three off the front iron. And there at the buzzer is Ellie Suisse, giving us a final score of 40-12 here at halftime. It has been a very great night. Heimsness putting up 22 points. We will step aside real quick and send it to Abby Carlisle, who is with Coach Hayden Eldred.
Thanks, Ben. I'm here with Coach Eldred. So, Coach, how are your players feeling about having 3 starters who have all reached 1,000 career points?
We're all very excited. It's pretty cool. I don't know how often that happens, but it's a pretty neat thing.
Did you expect Kyleigh to reach her goal so early in the second quarter?
No, but that's best case scenario for us. So now we can just worry about playing.
That is amazing. Thanks, Coach. Now back over to Ben and Aaliyah.
Thank you, Abby. We have, as mentioned, Kyleigh Heimsness having 22 points so far on the night. She is currently obviously leading the Tornadoes in points. But as for now, we are going to step aside for Chuck-a-Duck. So we will be back after this very fun Student Council festivity. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. We are just a minute and a half away from third quarter action here on the historic Dolph Stanley Court. Kyleigh Heimsness just hit her 1,000th career point. Currently sits at 1,002 career points, trying to overtake Fleming's 1,008. Though currently she sits at a little bit higher thanks to her points tonight. Don't know exactly what that is at the moment. Update on that Alton game that I said we may be doing. We will not end up doing that. But once again, Alton, really good. Number 5 in state, number 3 in Class 4A. All 19-0 since their first loss of the season in their first game. They are a very good team for the Tornadoes to go up against. So the next broadcast on TommyTV will actually be against Charleston again, but this time for the boys. The Taylorville boys basketball team will be taking on the Charleston Trojans on January 31st, 7 o'clock tip-off. The boys Tornadoes basketball team is currently 9-8 overall, 4-2 in conference, putting them in second place behind a 4-0 Mount Zion team, who has beaten the Tornadoes in their last meeting here on the Dolph Stanley Court, which the Tornadoes lost to 68-50. The Charleston Trojans boys basketball team currently sits at 7-11 overall, 1-3 in conference, putting them in 5th place. So we are just about ready for third quarter action. Grace Rogers is here to inbound the ball. We have the starters back on the court. Rogers, Heimsness, Fleming, Tarr, and Champley. And we got the starters back out for the Trojans as well. Tomlinson, Ritchie, Fehrenbacher, Phillips, and Logsdon. 40-12 is the current score as we begin third quarter action. Heimsness out to Tarr. And to Fleming. Back up to Tarr. Over to Rogers. Champley cuts down low, but Heimsness will end up putting up a 3, and it is good.
Atta girl, Kyleigh. Charleston is coming out in the second half with a 1-2-2 defense. They're looking good so far, but Kyleigh still managed to score 3 on them. She's at 25 right now.
Yes, got a point total a little higher than her number. Staying at 25 points so far. She has been having probably one of the best nights of her entire career. Not only did she get 1,000 points, but she's at a very high points total in just starting the second half. So it'll be Phillips up top, down to Tomlinson. Out to Fehrenbacher. Fehrenbacher puts up a 2, almost gets stuck. So that will be ruled out of bounds as the ball touched one of the supporting structures of the basket, is the rule for the IHSA. So it will be Heimsness to inbound to Rogers. Heimsness to Rogers, Rogers to Fleming. Heimsness puts up a 3, in and out. Champley with the rebound, out to Tarr. Tarr puts up a 2-pointer, no good. Champley with another rebound. And a jump ball gets called.
All right, Ben, I'm back to being confused. I just watched Charleston go from a 1-2-2 into a 1-3-1, and then into a 2-3, and then back into a 1-3-1. I'm lost. I am lost with Charleston's defense right now.
Well, whatever they're doing, they're going to need to change it up if they want to bring it back against the Tornadoes. They currently sit at 43-12 in favor of the Tornadoes. So, and foul gets called on Champley. That is her 3rd so far of the night. She's getting into foul trouble. Looks like Coach Eldred will wait on substituting her out until she gets another one. Being the second half, she's not in quite as much foul trouble. First free throw. Hangs on the rim a little bit, no good. Phillips has currently got 4 points so far in the night. Second free throw is in.
Cash money.
Bringing her up to 5 points. Heimsness brings it across midcourt. Out to Fleming up high. And to Champley in the corner, who brings it back up to Heimsness. Fleming with another 3.
Oh my goodness, that was so close.
Just off the front iron. Tomlinson will bring it down. Contested by Fleming, up and in.
Those bounces are so weird. Like, I don't know how they do it.
Sometimes it can feel like there's a bucket on the rim. Sometimes it feels like the rim's twice its normal size. It just depends on the night. And Heimsness deciding that she is not done for the night. Bringing her up to 28 points on the night.
Swish City.
We have Richie out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson with a three.
Three.
No good. Again, it's the supporting structure of the basket, so it gets rolled out of bounds. Tornadoes ball. Heimsness brings it back down. Out to Tar. Tar's been fairly slow so far with the night, with only 3 points to her name. Champley shot won't go, and it will be off of a Trojan, and it will stay with the Tornadoes. So it'll be Heimsness to inbound it. Fleming kicks out to the corner, sends it up to Rogers. Rogers to Heimsness in the corner with another three, no good. Off the back iron. Tomlinson will bring it down. Tornadoes aren't going to press. And pass gets intercepted by Rogers up to Heimsness. Keeps it safe, but it will get interrupted by the Trojans. We'll send it up to Tomlinson down low, and Tomlinson shot is in, bringing her up to 4 points so far. And bringing the score to 46-17. Heimsness puts up another Tornadoes in. She has 30 points now on the night.
30 piece. She's getting up there. She's doing really well tonight, both offensively and defensively, and we talked about that a little bit in the first half. But she has quite a few steals tonight.
Yep.
She's looking really good on the defensive end.
And we'll have a full team substitution for the Tornadoes. Out on the court now, we have DeMichael, Kitzman, Durbin, Werns, and where's the fifth player? Martin. So full team switch out for the Tornadoes. Be DeMichael. Pass gets intercepted by Fehrenbacher. It'll be Suisse to bring it down the court. Out to Phillips. Phillips puts up a two. It gets fouled. Foul will be called on
24? Question mark?
number 25. That'll be Liz Martin. Be her first of the night.
Oh, duh. Why did I say 24? That's Kyleigh.
Phillips' free throw won't go. And Logsden will get subbed out for Wanek Clementi. Second free throw is in. Phillips is leading the Trojans so far with 6 on the night. So the Tornadoes up by a margin of 30 still. Michael down to Kitzman. Kitzman out to Durbin. Martin to Werns. And pass gets interrupted and stays for the Tornadoes. Off Phillips. Be Kitzman to inbound the ball. Out to DeMichael. Back to Kitzman in the corner. Puts up a three, no good. And Kitzman pokes the ball out a little bit, but Suisse is able to recover. She'll bring it across midcourt. Out to Phillips. Phillips puts up a two-pointer, no good. Gets her own rebound. And she'll take it out to reset. Fehrenbacher out to Suisse. Suisse to Reineck Clementi. Back out to Suisse. One-handed pass. Gets interrupted by Werns. Stays with the Trojans. Just under 30 seconds left here on this running clock. Left in the third quarter. Another one-handed pass by Suisse. Ends with Fehrenbacher. Fehrenbacher out to Phillips. Phillips falls down. Suisse is able to recover. Pass gets interrupted by Martin, and a foul gets called. And with the running clock, that should take us into the fourth quarter. Yep, Trojans won't even get a chance to inbound it.
Ben, how many points do you have to be up by in order for there to be a running clock in play?
I believe it is 30 points. So the Tornadoes were up by exactly 30 by the end of the second quarter. So the running clock gets implemented here in the second half. I can't say for certain that's 30 points, but that's what comes to mind for me.
Sounds good to me. I mean, hey.
Really, a running clock can be implemented upon the agreement of the officials, and sometimes both head coaches will let them know. But in large increment games like this, they'll put a running clock in if they know one team's in a clearly dominant position to just speed up the game a little bit. You may be hearing either through our microphones or one of the microphones we have set up the jazz band here tonight. They've been performing very well tonight, very nice, and it's a pleasure to have them at whatever games we can. Doing, of course, their signature Sweet Caroline in between the third and fourth quarter. Hear the crowd singing along. It'll be Kitzman to inbound the ball. Kitzman inbounds it to DeMichael. To start the fourth quarter. Back up to DeMichael up top. Got a new player in for the Tornadoes, Gianna Tarr. Gianna Tarr, sorry. Martin puts up a three, no good.
G money in the game.
Passes it down to Patton. Patton.
You know, one thing to note about Patton here for Charleston, she is fast, extremely fast. Like, holy cow, fast.
And she is only a sophomore for the Trojans, so she's still got 2 more full seasons to go. If she wants to continue basketball, Martin's three won't go. Phillips brings it down the court. Out to Fehrenbacher, down to
trouble.
Patton,
Good call.
and gets
Good
called
call.
with a travel. We both saw it here, and so did the officials. So we'll go back to the Tornadoes ball. Still 48-18, no points changes here.
Oh.
Pass gets interrupted and gets taken by Phillips. And pass gets interrupted by DeMichael now. DeMichael.
Oh,
Out
good
to
pass.
Kitzman to Durbin gets fouled.
Put him in, Joe.
She'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Put him in, Joe. You got this. Confidence, girl.
No points scored here in this fourth quarter. We'll see if Durbin can break that, and she does.
Woo! Atta girl, Joe.
First points of the night ends up being for the Tornadoes. The Trojans swap out some players. 49-18 so far. That's Durbin's first point of the night. And make that 2. Score of 50-18. I believe the largest margin of the night by 32 in favor of the Tornadoes. Passes out to Juanex Clementi. Clementi up to Suisse. Suisse out to Cartwright. She's in the game for the first time tonight. And a foul gets called on Liz Martin. Nora Thomas gets checked in for the first time tonight. Subbing out Peyton DeMichael. Another foul called. Looks like it was on
My guess would be Nora.
It's either Tar or Thomas.
No, they called it on G. They called it on G money.
Yep.
Dadgummit, Gianna.
Nope, they did call it on Nora Thomas.
What they called? I swear, Ben, he went 3-3 as he walked up to the table. I swear it.
I think your eyes are deceiving you because the scorers saw it as Nora Thomas. Ends up getting ruled as Nora Thomas's first foul of the night. First free throw won't go by Juanex Clementi. Second shot also no good. It's rebounded by Thomas. Thomas to Durbin. Swings it out to Kitzman, out to Tar. Thomas. And back up top for Liz Martin, who shoots a long distance three.
Man.
Not quite. Martin's been putting up a lot of threes, but not been able to get any of them to go down. She's got 3 fouls as well so far. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Out to Suisse. Suisse, back up to Babs. Swings it out to Cartwright. Cartwright's shot no good. Tar contests it and ends up going off of Kitzman, and it'll stay with the Trojans. So it'll be Suisse to inbound the ball. 50-19 so far. And gets blocked by Thomas. And it'll be Kitzman to bring it down. I apologize, I called a free throw earlier as not going in. I was really looking down at my notes and didn't see the score change, so it is 50-19 so far. Janitar walking slowly, maybe bleeding. So they'll call a quick injury timeout to tend to Tar. She'll have 30 seconds if she's bleeding to get back in, but just looks like she's injured. So she'll just take a second.
Gianna has had a couple broken noses, so those getting hit in the face with the ball definitely does not feel too good for her at all in any way, shape, or form, which, I mean, it never does for anyone, but she has had a couple broken noses, so that doesn't help anything. Woo! Way to go, Hope!
Kitzman steals the ball and ends up taking it down herself for a two-pointer. Gets her first bucket of the night. Out to number 13, Babs. Macy Babs of the Trojans, no good. And Kitzman will bring it back again. See what she's able to do. Tar open in the corner. She takes a two-pointer.
Ooh,
in and out.
That's a good shot, G.
You got Wanik Clementi. Out to Cartwright. Cartwright to Suisse. And back down to Babs. Babs' shot won't go. Rebounded by Thomas. Thomas to Kitzman. With just under 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Thomas to Martin. Martin's pass gets intercepted, but ends up going to Tar, and it rolls out. Unfortunate when those happen, but they do happen.
Yeah, they do.
Out to Babs. Babs off of Kitzman, and it'll stay with the Trojans. It'll be Macy Babs to inbound the ball. Out to Cartwright. Cartwright sends it down low, gets intercepted by Martin. Martin to Durbin. Durbin sends it up top to Kitzman. Kitzman to Tar to Thomas. Thomas puts up a two-pointer, no good. Off the front iron. And it'll be brought back by Destiny Drake, who passes it to Cartwright. Cartwright. Babs. Babs puts up a three-pointer, and it is good. Bringing the score to 52-22. Tornadoes has been able to hold a steady 30-point lead throughout the match. Martin getting pressured by Suisse, a lot of contact. No foul called. Not enough of a reach, and the foul gets called now. Looks like it will be on Wanik Clementi. Let's see who they do end up ruling it on. And it is. Mackenzie Wanik Clementi. Out to Martin, a lot of contact. Foul gets called on Suisse, and she'll head to the line, trying to get her first points of the night. And this is how this fourth quarter will come to an end with the running clock. They'll end up letting her shoot as opposed to letting the clock run out. Trying to get her some points. First
Come
one's
on,
no
Liz.
good.
Let's go, Lizzie Buckets. Empower the Lizzie Buckets. Let's go. You got it.
Liz is looking for her, again, her first points of the night. Second shot won't go.
Come on, Liz. You got this. I fully believe in you. I fully believe in you.
One more chance to get her point in. Shot's up. And in!
Woo! Atta girl, Liz! Oh my goodness! Woo!
So Liz Martin
Woo!
gives us a little bit of a heart attack on that one. Tornadoes bench does the wave for her.
Let's go.
She ends off the night on a point, which will end us off with a final score of 53-22 in favor of the Tornadoes. Their record will improve to 12-7 overall, 5-2 in conference. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that moves them up to second place or not. As for the Trojans, they will fall to 2-17, 0-6 in conference, still chasing their first win. Nelia, what did you like about the game tonight, other, of course, than Heimsness 1,000 points?
Well, yeah, I love Kyleigh. She's a great person. Like I said, on and off the court, I'm extremely happy for her. I'm also extremely happy for Maisie. I sadly could not be there that night, so shout out to Maisie as well for hitting your 1,000s. I'm proud of both of you. You guys have played great this season. As far as Taylorville end, they all played great, both defensively and offensively tonight. Ending the game 53-22. It was a great game overall. We saw a lot of good things. I think, honestly, I've been preaching that defense wins games, and Taylorville played really well. Like, they played really well together on defense tonight. We saw a lot of really good traps going on. We saw not a lot of fouls coming from the Taylorville end tonight, which was really nice. And they played really well together overall, and it was just a fun night. Fun night to commentate as well, so I'm glad that I'm here.
Yep, so with that, Tar was the 13th player to receive 1,000 points last year. Last game we had Fleming with the 14th, and tonight we had on the 15th player, Kyleigh Heimsness becomes the 15th player in Taylorville girls basketball history to hit 1,000 points. And you see the girls players giving her a few awards to commemorate the night. So with that, we'll step aside for a second. We will send it to our talents, Abby and Olivia. Go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you for joining us back here tonight on TommyTV for our post-game report. The final score here tonight is 53-22, with our Taylorville Tornadoes in favor.
It was an amazing game here for the Taylorville Tornadoes as Kyleigh Heimsness reached her goal of 1,000 career points. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yes, it is, Abby. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight on TommyTV.
So, once again, the final score ends up being 53-22. Heimsness not only gets the 20 points she needed to reach her 1,000th point, but ends up with a little over 30 points, I believe, so far on the night. So the Taylorville Tornadoes will face a very, very tough Alton team away at Alton. We've said it many times before, but we'll say it once again. Alton is ranked number 5 in state, number 3 in the Class 4A, as opposed to Taylorville's number 98 overall in Illinois, 27 in the Class 3A. But with an electric night like tonight, Kyleigh Heimsness had a very great night herself, as already mentioned. They'll be rolling with some momentum to play against the Alton Redbirds. We'll try to get them their second loss since their very first game of the season, where they only lost by 4 points. Nelia, what do you think is going to be the main key when it comes to playing against Alton away?
Defense. 100% defense. Whenever we played them, they had a girl who was already shooting from the volleyball line, hitting threes from that deep. So, you know, they're going to have to get a hand up. They're going to have to play tight D. If they play their defense like they did tonight, working on that that press, then I think that they could have a solid game against Alton, in all honesty. I think that they will play really great against them. It'll be a tough game, but I think they could win. I really do.
Yep, and that one would definitely repel the Tornadoes' spirits. I'm sure they know just as well as we do how great the Alton girls team is. So we also mentioned earlier that our next broadcast will be on January 31st against Charleston again, this time on the boys' side. We got a 7 o'clock tip-off. The Taylorville boys team sits at 9-8 overall, 4-2 in conference, putting them in second place. The Charleston Trojans boys basketball team sits at 7-11 in conference, or in overall, 1-3 in conference. And as for the Lady Tornadoes, their next home game will be against Normal University on February 1st. That will be a 2:30 tip-off. In the meantime, they'll have, of course, the game against Alton and another away game against Lincoln, who, without Kyleigh Heimsness, will not be maybe quite as much of a threat as they have been in the past. Talking with our radio friends over here with Leroy Kamoa, Kyleigh Heimsness has been doing incredible so far in college. Already hit a double-double last game. She's been doing very well at Colorado State University.
Very well.
Pleased to hear someone who was so local being doing so well at the college level.
Yeah, I agree. It's awesome to see people succeed. Speaking of college athletes, Kyleigh just signed to Milliken Wednesday, I think.
Yes.
And other than that, I think other than Kyleigh, we've had 4 other students commit to schools. We had Brody Harker commit to Western Illinois University for track. We had Addie commit to SEMO for basketball. Kyleigh commit to Milliken for basketball. Maisie Fleming commit to UIS for volleyball. And Drake Howard commit to Taylorville University for pole vault. It's really awesome to see here in Taylorville.
Which one?
Taylor University.
All right, so with that, we'll step aside for an interview with the 15th person to ever score 1,000 points for the Taylorville Lady Tornadoes. Kyleigh Heimsness is with Olivia Guerin. Take it away.
Thanks, Ben. I'm here with Kyleigh Heimsness, who just completed her 1,000 career points. First thing, congratulations. Such a big goal in career. How does it feel to complete such a goal?
It feels great. I didn't really think I would ever be able to do it. Coming in my freshman year, I don't know. It's great. It's a great accomplishment.
It is a great accomplishment. How do you feel, or what do you feel has helped you complete this goal throughout your freshman and sophomore and junior and senior years?
Definitely my teammates. They're always there to give me the ball, always there to give me my shots. Definitely like my family helping me like become the better player I am today. My other coaches, my high school coaches, and yeah, just everybody on the team.
Again, amazing tonight. Thank you so much for having us do this interview. Back to you, Ben.
So, once again, Taylorville Tornadoes take it from the Charleston Trojans. On behalf of TommyTV, me and Nalia, my color commentator, all the camera people down here, and the people up in the studio, we would like to thank you for joining in on TommyTV. We hope to see you on the 31st as the Taylorville boys basketball team takes on the Charleston Trojans once again here on the historic Dolph Stanley Court. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have an absolutely wonderful night.
You're watching TommyTV.